Welcome to Connected Media Live at NAB Show. I'm Bridget Nzeku, and joining me is Michael McEwen, Director General of the NABA. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Nice to be here, Bridget.
What have the big themes been so far this year at NAB?
Two themes. First theme is moving from linear television, traditional television, to IP television.
It's posed some challenges, hasn't it?
Huge, absolutely huge. Think about it this way. They've had linear television ever since television was introduced. Even when they went from analog to digital and from digital to high definition, it was still all linear. And it's one standard, everybody understands it, and you know, the equipment behind it, the infrastructure is all linear. Then they start doing offline editing, then they get into IP sharing, then they get to IP ingestion, then they get to output IP onto multi-platform, and that's still mixing with their linear signals. So how much of television will stay linear and how much of television will go all IP? And there's a debate. Some of it's going to have to stay linear, I think, at least over the next 20 years. But a lot of it's going to go IP because the future business models are on multi-platform. So
is there reluctance to change? Is it difficult? Does it require lots of training and lots of investment?
it's very interesting because I was in a meeting this morning and we were talking about who do you hire? I mean, if you're 45 or 50 years of age and you've been in television 25 years in the operations end of it, you know linear really well, and you don't know IP very much, and so you start to get into IP. Well, who's going to fix it? Who's going to make it work? They speak a different language.
So it's a big culture change as much as a technical
and
one.
you're going to have to hire younger people that are well educated, well versed in that, and I think you're going to see over the next 5 or 10 years, you know, as one age kind of departs, you know, maybe the baby boom generation, the back end of it, you know, starts to retire. Younger and younger people coming in, and it's going to be run by a bunch of 20-somethings.
So the industry is going to feel different, going to work differently.
Yeah.
And what other predictions would you make about how things will change in the next year?
Well, that leads to the second big theme, which is the next generation of television. And we've just gone through 2 revolutions, analog to digital, digital standard to high definition. You know, those are big things in the last 15 years. Well, the next change is coming very quickly, and that's the next generation of television. What will it be? Probably ultra high definition, 4K, 8K.
A lot of buzz around the show about Ultra HD
a
and
lot.
4K.
And if the bigger the screen is, the better that picture will be on it. The smaller the screen, you're not going to see much difference. But on a big screen, sporting events, movie kind of theatricals, fabulous. And then the question is how much of that new standard is going to have a degree of interactivity into it, a degree of conditional access, and how good is it really going to be, because it probably won't be backwards compatible to what exists now. So it's like swapping out one system for another. Costly and a real challenge. And you combine that with the fact that governments are looking to have broadcasters share their spectrum platform with mobile users. That's a real problem because you need spectrum to make this work over the air. And you also want to create in this new standard a mobile HD service that can run into the car or on a tablet or whatever. So all of these discussions are going on. And this work is actually going on with standard bodies like the Advanced Television Systems Committee in the United States. ATSC 3.0 will be the next generation standard. And we're probably only 2 years away from that.
So lots of change and lots
Huge
of exciting
change.
developments to look forward to.
Yeah, very exciting.
Thank you very
Bridget.
much for talking to us.
Nice to be here.